I'm so excited to join you with Gillian Brown. Gillian is a member of the Self-Sourced Mastermind. She is an alcohol-free coach and co-founder of Our Circle. How are you, Gillian?
I'm good, thank you. You?
Amazing. Yeah, I'm really excited. So, just diving into it, where were you before joining us in Self-Sourced? If you were to describe where you were spiritually, emotionally, and within yourself, how would you describe that?
I was having a bit of a think about this.
Mm,
I suppose quite stuck, if I'm perfectly honest. In terms of my business, it is relatively new. Like it's just over a year old. It's something that's completely new to me in terms of my previous experience and background. So I was very much kind of rabbit caught in the headlights, if you know what I mean. Like, what should I be doing? What should I do? And that was leading into a lot of doubt, lots of internal questioning, um, which often can just seep into almost every area of life, I think, then. So I would say when I'm thinking back to where I was in terms of my business, it was a very masculine view of how to do business. Like it was very much push, 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 do. The only way this is going to be a success is if you're doing X amount of hours, X amount of days, like um, time equals success. Like, and if I don't have time, which I don't as a mum, and with another job and a new business, this is going to fail. So then that then leads into more questioning, more doubting. So it felt like it was just I knew what I wanted to do. I just didn't know how to do it. And you're kind of like, oh, is this worth it? Oh, will it ever work? Oh, will it? So you would spend more time actually thinking about the stuff than doing it. So very much stuck, frozen, uncertain, very much, I would say, doing it the way I thought other people were doing things as well.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think so many of us can relate to that, those cycles of just being stuck in our head, overthinking it,
Uh-huh.
comparing ourselves, and actually spending more time thinking about it than doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Absolutely.
What was it about self-sourced? What was it that when you were looking at it and you decided, yeah, I'm gonna step in?
Well, I think obviously we've known one another, so there was a connection there with you. And
Mhm.
when we'd met one another again after many years apart, kind of came back together and done a few those like evenings with you and things like that. So that definitely felt the connection felt there. So that felt quite safe and comfortable in that regard. I have got I do meditations. I know about like limiting beliefs and very much try to work on things like that. Um, and I also was very much involved in like therapy. I was going through like internal family systems counselling last year and the year before. But I had never thought of all this being to the business and that stuff being combined, if you know what I mean. Like I very much felt like business was another role that I was taking on. So the idea of these worlds coming together, like the meditation, the views of myself, and the work that I'm doing, that really interested me. I was like, oh, she might be onto something there. Like, imagine looking at all of this together. So, I mean, I will say it probably intrigued me more than me understanding it. Like at the beginning, I wasn't there. I was like, how can that be? how can meditations and energetic, how can that link? But there was just a pull towards it. There was something in me that's like, well, when you feel better, life tends to get better. Maybe that will work in your business as well.
I love that. And that is self-sourcing, right? It's that
Hmm.
not because you know, but you don't really know, but something inside you knows, and we move for that place. So I love that that was your pull into self-source, like you were already self-sourcing coming in. And Gillian, I have witnessed so many transformations and shifts and leaps and changes, and we've celebrated so many wins throughout in your business and in all areas of life as well. What would you say has been the biggest transformations for you?
I think there's been a number of them. I actually was like starting to make some notes. Like realizing that it's all connected, right? Realizing that who I am, it's not that I'm that role, that I'm that role, that I'm that role. It's like who I am, and that if I work on that, then I'm going to feel much more in flow with my business as well, even though it's a brand new area of life, that it can come from within. And I do think it was the, as you said, I'm a kind of co-owner, so I've got somebody else, I work in business with somebody else. And so sometimes this is very much a kind of it's definitely a co-creation with Karen, but I think there was just things like decisions that we made and we went, oh, that was that was different. Like for instance, we done the launch. So yeah, Karen came into the launch program and that was something that we done with you and we done it together.
Mhm.
And it was like straight away after that, we were like, we need to change so the product we offer was like an alcohol-free challenge. And we realized in ourselves it's not a challenge, it's an experience. And I think that is just like I know it's just a change in word, but I think it's definitely the change in perception that even we had of it. Like this isn't a challenge. This is an experience and one that Karen and I are fully involved with people. And we also agreed there and then very comfortably to double the price of that experience because we realised what we offer is was worth so much more. And I think that's when you're doing this kind of work from within and not like outside looking in, but you realize what you're doing is so worth it. Like that change in price was so obvious to us. It was like, this is what it's worth, and this is what we're worth, and this is what we're helping people with. So it's just that real attitude, belief change in what we were doing and in ourselves I think what the change for me was how natural that felt because we've had conversations in the past about what we were doing, and those kind of things felt really icky, really difficult. But that was just like, so by the way, I think this is what we need to do. And we were like, yep, absolutely, and done it. So there's I think a sense of confidence. There's a sense of this is how we're doing it and not like how we should be doing it. And I think that's what I'm learning.
hmm hmm And just really seeing you move into that depth of alignment with Karen and doing that together, and your vision has expanded again and again and again. And yeah, with this container and also with your events as well.
Yeah. Uh-huh. In fact, that's actually a fantastic example. So, as you know, we had an event booked for June.
Hmm
we've changed the date of that. We've moved it back because it's not going to work for the three people who are involved in that. And again, Karen and I spoke about that, that maybe in the past we would have worried what other people thought about that. And we would have maybe, no, in fact, well, I would have seen that that date was a failure,
Mm.
right? But we don't. We were like, yeah, that needs to change. And that's it. Like it's just like that's how it's going to work best on another date. And it doesn't actually matter. It doesn't matter when it happens because we just know it's going to happen and we know it's going to be brilliant. But I think in the past it'd be like, oh, people are going to worry, wonder what's happened, and people are going to think this.
Mhm.
Um, but it just didn't feel right to have it at that time for a variety of reasons. And it feels good to do it at this time. So why not just do it? So all those doubts and questions that I was telling you about at the beginning, they're not, they might, they're not gone. Like I still dip into that sometimes, but they're not as like shouty or up front. So yeah, that's another example. But yeah, having the confidence to we've done the event up here, to have the confidence to approach other people and say, let's do this, like because we know that these are the things that women need to have.
I love this. And I think that's just the realness of the journey as an entrepreneur. We get in our head, we have stories, the resistance comes up, the fear comes up, the comparison comes up
Yeah.
for us all. But it's about being able to catch that, untag and move into alignment again and again and again. And that's absolute freedom. So it's amazing to see you create that and the movement that you're creating as well all across the UK. So tell me, what is next for our circle?
So I think there's definitely we're evolving in terms of the experience that we offer to women. So that's like a 2 month group type program for people. But there's also one-to-one coaching that we are creating. And then we've also got like a kind of free community. And I think is what we are realizing is as a movement, it's not a product, it's not a service. There's like an impact. And we're creating a space that women can come in at whatever level
Mm,
or whatever type of support they need. And also whatever price bracket as well, because there's a lot of different factors for choosing to do this type of work. And we're opening that out, and then people will fit or not fit, like whatever and whatever part of that meets their needs in their current situation. So we just definitely want to, we genuinely believe that women deserve more than a crappy glass of wine at the end of the day. And I think on the last kind of workshop we done there with you about the magnetic marketing and sales, it came through to me that like I did not go through all that misery to sit here silent and let other women go through it.
mm,
So I'm just going to speak up, speak our truth, and we can offer our support in a variety of different ways, and that will reach the right people.
mhm. I love that. I love that. And I love that women we do deserve more than a crappy glass of wine. And I'm alcohol free completely this year, Gillian, as a personal, not a challenge, a personal experience. And I, for one, cannot wait to join one of your Still Got Sass events and just dance my ass off.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It will include the links below this on the YouTube. So if you're watching this, all the links will be below. With self-sourced, was there anything that surprised you that you weren't expecting?
Like we done I think so much of this stuff while we're all there as like heart-led entrepreneurs and it's women coming together with a business in mind, it actually has blown my mind how much stuff I take back into like my relationships. Um, so we have done stuff in relation to me and my husband, or me and my ability to accept support and things like that. Um, the other stuff we've done, I think when we realised as well, like we have done a bit of work in relation to like my dad, like my whole money mindset and where that stuff came from personally. But my father passed away when I was younger, so not being able to have those conversations. And you and I done work together on that, and it like totally opened up my understanding of why. I need to know my whys, okay? Like I need to know, I need to understand why I feel or think in certain ways before I can begin to make changes. And the kind of work we've done in here has really helped me understand that in a caring, kind, and compassionate way. And then tie that in with my future goals as a business woman as well. So, um, yeah, the stuff that we've done looking back the way as well as looking forward and strategy and marketing and stuff is just totally um that has totally blown my mind.
Mhm.
And again, I think as well, the power of women coming into a room like that is is incredible. Like we're obviously just off a call in self-sourced there, which was fantastic. And actually, when Eileen popped on at the end and said a comment, I was like, oh my God, oh my God, that's it. And like, so you've done this whole, and the whole hour's fabulous, absolutely fabulous. But somebody else pops on with a comment and says something about what they've took from it. And I'm like, that's what I'm feeling and thinking. Like somebody else can articulate it as well. And I just think the power of women coming together can never be underestimated. And you don't realise the potential until you're in a container like this.
It's so true. The heart, minds, and souls within self-source, it
Mhm.
blows my mind. The gold that's coming through, the wisdom, the intelligence, the energy, the love. I mean, that is what's moving self-source. I've been saying recently it's gone beyond a program delivered by me. It's not that. It's a movement that we're all carrying and all moving. So absolutely, absolutely. And I love that you shared how the work has moved into like relationships. It's a huge part, a huge part, a huge part because it's all connected.
Yeah.
All the work's connected. Like who we are in our business is who we are in our marriage, who we are in our friendships. If we're people pleasing, finding it hard to receive,
Mhm.
finding it hard to hold a boundary, it will show up everywhere,
Yeah.
but we don't realize it. And that's
Yeah.
where for me it just goes, it has to go hand in hand. It
Yeah.
has to. It has to. Amazing. All right. What would you say if there's a woman watching this and she's kind of on the edge of stepping in? What would you say to her?
Oh, I mean, just absolutely, absolutely do it. Um, I remember, so for me personally, when it came to like stepping into the membership, I do remember thinking, like, going back, we've already touched on the money mindset, right? Thinking, oh, that's a lot of money to spend on myself. Like, I'm not there in business yet to spend that. And that was a bit of that was a barrier to me. Not even it was my view of myself in that value, if you know what I mean, or not being successful enough in business to be paying that. And actually, I'm now like, God, you bloody well are worth that. That's exactly and more. Do you know what I mean? Then you wouldn't you see it and feel it and everything. Like it's so much more. I now know I'm worth that investment.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? And like the retreat, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to that. Like it's just the value as opposed to thinking I wasn't enough and it was a cost and a price. I now see it as an investment in myself. So that's where I would say absolutely do it. And it does come like full circle, like in terms of what how I see myself and believe in myself and what's to come next. So no, I would absolutely I would encourage anyone to join because it's just been brilliant. It really has been a fabulous experience so far, and I've still got like months and months of this. Yeah, yeah, just do it.
Just come have a chat. Thanks so much, Gillian. This has been amazing, amazing. All the links for self-sourced and Gillian are below. Thank you.
Thanks.